The United States dwarfs everyone else. Its military expenditure is more than the next 20 countries combined. I noticed that Pence in his speech talked about China being the largest military spender in its region. Well, China is also the largest country in its region with 1.4 billion people. Even a small percentage of GDP is going to quickly outdistance any other country. So these are the kind of fabrications. When I was smiling earlier when you said, why didn't they do their homework, the speechwriters on Pence's speech, and quite frankly, they did do their homework. They're not interested in facts. They're interested in creating perceptions.
Right.
And the perception is China is bad, the U.S. is good.
And talking about perception, Dr. Gao, I'd like to go back to this latest encounter of the two navies in the South China Sea. And recently, we've seen more such action, not only from the United States, but also from its allies like the UK and Australia. None of them are claimants in the so-called South China Sea territorial dispute. Why is this development?
Well, many of these countries, in particular the United States, claim that they have the right for the freedom of navigation. Now, from the Chinese perspective, the normal exercise of the freedom of navigation is not a problem and should be protected. However, there are countries which misuse or abuse the so-called freedom of navigation and really sail their ships into the territorial waters of China in the South China Sea and pose a threat to the Chinese sovereignty and territorial integrity. And I think the Chinese military, including the Navy, have the right to protect the sovereignty and territorial integrity. In the recent case, for example, yes, indeed, the Chinese warship sailed out to check out on the invading warship from the United States and warned it and tried to escort it out of the Chinese territorial waters. And I think if it happens again, the Chinese military will be prepared to take action to drive out the invading foreign ships.